Hello everybody, Lord Almighty here. Today is Friday, May 9th, 2025, and it seems like the big bass are finally starting to bite. So I figured I would come down here to one of my local bass ponds and see if I couldn't catch some. And I'm going to be starting out with a good bait for big bass, which is the buzz bait. So let's toss this thing around and see if a big girl will answer the dinner bell. And we've got pretty good conditions for a buzz bait bite today. We've got overcast skies with light intermittent rain. And as far as the venue is concerned, we have a bunch of this spatter dock for fish to hide in. So I'm just bringing it through the spatter dock, and I'm hoping the commotion will bring up a bite. Hasn't happened yet, but still early in the day. Ooh, there was a hit. All right, finally getting some action on the buzz bait. Ooh, there he was again. I don't know if that was the same fish. Well, I have fished around half of this pond with the buzz bait and just got those couple of hits. So buzz bait is clearly not the play. So that begs the question, what is the play? Well, when I'm not sure, I tie on the Wacky Rig Senko, because that's usually not a bad choice. There we go, fish on. Ah, finally. I fished all the way back around here. Didn't get any bites on the Senko, except for this guy. He's not big, but best action I've had so far today. I will take it. Well, that last bite notwithstanding, I am definitely not feeling it at this place. So I think I'm gonna bail and head someplace else. So sit tight and I will see you in a couple of seconds. Okay, here we are at the second spot. On the way here, it actually rained quite a bit, but it seems to have tapered off for the most part. And since full-sized baits weren't really working at that last spot, I decided to downsize. I'm gonna throw around a little 3-inch Ned rig, and we'll see if the fish want a smaller profile. There's a fish. All right. Come on up. Yes. Oh, the Ned rig paying early dividends. Not a bad fish. Okay. Thank you. There we go, fish on. Oh, he's off. I think that fish might have been on a bed, because there's a light spot right there, and I was just kind of hopping it up and down, and you load it on. All right. So there are some bedding fish here. Interesting. Fish on. All right, they're in close to shore. They're in close to shore today. Nice. All right, not a big one, but he's action. Fish on. All right. I think this was another bedfish.
That's a good one.
It sure is. All right. Back that one goes. There we go. Another bedfish. They're bedding really close together. They are bedding super close together. This one was maybe 20 feet from where I got that last one. All right, well, I think I know what the strat is. Just gonna look for light spots, I guess. There's a bed right there, and I can actually see the fish on it. You know what? Let's back up for a second here. Lately, now more than ever, it seems like there's been this debate about bed fishing as to whether you should do it. You've got the scientific side, which I really can't opine on because I'm not a biologist of any kind. But most of what I hear is the moral argument. People saying that, oh, it's morally wrong to catch fish while they're on a nest guarding their young. That is a problem because morality is subjective. You can ask 100 people what their moral code is and you'll get 100 different answers. So who's to say what's moral and what isn't? And morality is not something you can prove one way or the other. Once you prove morality, that's when laws start getting written. And indeed, about bed fishing, the laws are very inconsistent across the country. Here in New Jersey, it is legal to fish for bedding bass as long as you release them immediately. Across the border into Pennsylvania, it is totally illegal to bed fish. And in still other states, you can bed fish and keep your limit if you want to. So there's the legal inconsistency that's also clouding the issue as well. To the people who say that it's morally wrong to catch a fish on a bed, you have to ask yourself, well, is there a time when it's morally right to catch a fish? I mean, we're essentially sticking a piece of metal in their mouths and fighting them to exhaustion, and occasionally even killing them unintentionally. You could be the most staunch catch and release angler. There might not be a single barbed hook in your entire tackle box. I don't care how careful you are, you're gonna wind up killing fish every now and then. That's just the name of the game. I feel like what's really being debated here is the inherent hypocrisy of what we do as anglers. We want the fishery and the fish themselves to be as healthy as possible, and yet we have no problem sticking a hook in them and harassing them for our own enjoyment. You know, you can try to color it any way you want, but that's essentially what we're doing, is we're harassing these animals. You know, we try to do our best to make sure we don't hurt them too bad, but we're harassing them, plain and simple. So I think by arguing against bed fishing, maybe not for all, but for some, they're trying to reconcile that hypocrisy in their own minds, you know, to set guidelines for themselves about what is and what is not acceptable. And I think that's perfectly fine. I mean, cope however you want, but you cannot use morality as an absolute. And I think that that's where the argument falls short. People are they're gonna follow their heart no matter what they believe. So me, I'm gonna follow my heart. I'm gonna keep bed fishing because I think it's okay as long as I release the fish. I'm sure there are people who think I'm a piece of garbage for doing that, and that's their opinion. But in the end, that's all it is. It's their opinion, and they're welcome to it. And just to show those people that there are no hard feelings, I'm gonna leave this fish alone. Oh. Caught somebody's net. Is there a fish in it? No. Okay. Well, I thought about throwing this thing in the trash, but it's actually a perfectly good net. I don't have any use for it, but maybe somebody does. So what I will do is I'm going to leave this right here. And if anybody wants it, they can take it. There we go. Oh, that fish is off. Don't know if that fish was on a bed. I was just kind of blind casting along here. I don't see a light spot. So maybe that fish was just cruising around. There we go. That fish picked it up right away. I don't think this thing was in his bed for 2 seconds. All right. Not a big one, but I'll take it. There we go. All right.
Nice fish.
Thank you.
That's a winner. What is that?
It's a largemouth bass, yeah.
Bass, right? Yeah. Now you get more bass or trout here?
Well, I always fish for the bass.
Okay, got it, got it. Yeah, that's a nice one. Worms or no?
Yeah, fake plastic worm.
Got it, got it, got it. Well, good luck. Have a good one.
Thanks, you too. Wow, somebody gave me a hand. This one is going in the trash. So I say I'm targeting beds, and I'm doing just that. I'm targeting beds. I'm not necessarily targeting fish that I see on beds, because most of the times all I see is a light spot and I can't tell if there's a fish on it or not. It seems like that if there is a fish on it, they hit it pretty quickly. So I just come up to a bed, I make 4 or 5 pitches in there. If I don't get bit, then I'm out. And this one seems to be vacant real estate. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on. Fish on. Well, okay. It's been a hot minute since my last fish. I've been working along this shoreline here, and not only have I not been seeing as many beds, but the ones I've been seeing don't seem to have fish on them. That's the first one I've caught in a while, and I can't even tell for sure if it was on a bed. Well, everybody, I am going to wrap things up right here. Turned into a pretty decent day of catching. That first spot wasn't great, but then I came here and found a bunch of fish on beds and did pretty well. Didn't catch anything big, but that's okay. They were still fun. I guess it might rub some people the wrong way that I caught most of my fish on beds. And if it does, just know that I respect your opinion. And if anybody feels the need to express their opinion about bed fishing in the comments, all I ask is that you keep it civil and remember that your opinion is just one of many. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you on the next adventure.